Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, a Palmdale Sheriff Station deputy has been arrested and charged of raping and bribing two women during two routine traffic stops 3 years ago. 28-year-old Jose Rigoberto Sanchez is a 7-year veteran of the police force. He said he was taken into custody on Monday and now faces 11 felony counts. He is charged with 2 counts of soliciting a bribe and 1 count of each of the following: kidnapping to commit another crime, rape by fear of duress, or rape of under the color of authority, sexual penetration by a foreign object, sexual penetration under the color of authority, sodomy by fear or duress, sodomy under the color of authority, oral copulation by fear, and oral copulation under the color of authority. RT correspondent Ramon Galindo is in Los Angeles with the latest. And Ramon, obviously these allegations are terrible. They're very, very disturbing. Do you have more information about what exactly the victims say this Jose Rigoberto Sanchez did?
That's exactly right. Very disturbing allegations. Well, according to an attorney for one of the victims, Deputy Sanchez initially stopped her saying that he was investigating some sort of warrant. And according to the same attorney, he started making some unusual requests towards this woman who is in her 20s. According to her, he put her in the back of his marked patrol car, then drove out to the middle of the desert where he allegedly raped her in the back seat of the car. Now, this deputy does work for the LA County Sheriff's Department. His last assignment was in Palmdale, which is about an hour northeast of Los Angeles, the city. And now prosecutors say that just a couple of days after this alleged rape, Deputy Sanchez pulled over another woman and asked her for sexual favors. And according to prosecutors, there was a witness to that incident.
Now, this happened all the way back in 2010. So what took so long to file charges and to get this man off the streets?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, the complaint, this alleged rape happened in September of 2010, and at the beginning of 2011, in January, the Sheriff's Department was quickly able to turn over the findings of their investigations to the Los Angeles County District Attorney. Now, I spoke to prosecutors earlier today, asked them the same thing about why it took so long to actually arrest Deputy Sanchez and bring these charges. The only thing that they've been able to tell me or any other media outlets is that this was a very extensive investigation, and this is just how long it took. But we do have to remember that he is facing life in prison if convicted of all these charges. And at the end of the day, the victim, who has been suffering for years from trauma and stress, said that she is finally relieved to know that her alleged attacker is behind bars.
And how has the department been reacting to these rape charges?
Right. Well, in cases of officer misconduct, many times departments try to defend their officers. In this case, they've been very upfront in presenting the evidence against this deputy, and in fact have come out to the media. Although they would prefer this not to be such a big story about the Sheriff's Department, they have been very upfront in saying that their deputy did coerce these women.
And finally, Ramon, what's next in this case?
Sure. Well, Deputy Sanchez will formally answer to these rape and bribery charges next week. He's being held on nearly $1.5 million bond. And as I mentioned, he could go to prison for the rest of his life if he is convicted of all these charges. And attorneys for the victims say that based on some of the patterns that the deputy has shown, they expect more victims to come forward.
Very interesting. RT correspondent Ramon Galindo reporting from Los Angeles, bringing us the very latest on that case. Thank you so much.
You bet.